So Derek, firstly, FA Cup on Friday. Good to be playing in a cup, obviously, but is there a bit of regret that it's not another league game and you've got a little bit of momentum going?
Yeah, we're always looking forward to the FA Cup. It's another big game for us. We've probably got the toughest game to go to, Sheffield Wednesday. We probably could have had one tougher. Probably my old club, Plymouth Argyle away, would have been a tough one as well. But Sheffield Wednesday, one of the biggest clubs in this division, and really shouldn't be in this division. And we go there, but we've come off of some really good performances. We've won against Barnsley, who were sixth in the league at the time. Morecambe, drawn away from home, and then the other night against Derby, a fantastic performance to come away with a draw there as well. So we're going to have to do exactly the same against Sheffield Wednesday. We understand the abundance of talent that they have in their squad, and but it's the FA Cup. They might make changes to the squad. They've got another big game, as we do, on Wednesday night against Southampton. We've got MK Dons, but it's an FA Cup game that everyone's looking forward to.
We talk about the romance of the Cup, and obviously there was the Chelsea game when you were here last behind closed doors because of COVID, but also this cold cash as well, isn't it? You've talked before about any means of getting a cash injection before January. It's vital, isn't it? Yeah,
it is vital, and I think that the ticket pricing has been sensible. It's at a level where we might get a good turnout, and it allows the Morecambe supporters to get there. It's not easy for the Shrimps to get there on Friday night because of the travel arrangements. The game has been moved because Sheffield United are at home on the Saturday. It's not ideal, but I'm sure we'll still take a very good following.
And it is a quick turnaround, isn't it? Tuesday night, Friday night.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday obviously didn't play the other night. We did, and now we've got to play on Friday. It's not our fault that the two teams are in such a big city, and they have to, only one can play at home in the same day, but we are ready for the match.
As you said, you must be encouraged by not just the results and good points against Derby and Wycombe at the weekend, but the performance levels.
Yeah, I mean, we've done really well, at stages this season, and we've beaten two championship teams this season in Stoke and Rotherham. And we've had to come up against teams that have come down from the Championship as well. Probably the games that we haven't picked up the points that we needed are the ones that we feel the teams are going to be round about us. We've been giving them the 3 points, or we've drawn with them, when really, if you look at it, we could have done with the wins.
And you must be pleased with the performance of your loanees, particularly the likes of Caleb Watts since he came back from injury, Jensen with the goal the other night, Kieran's been scoring goals, Liam Shaw been outstanding in the middle of the park. They've done really well, haven't they?
They've done exceptionally well for us, and they've. When you sometimes get players from loan clubs, it doesn't matter to a loan player because they always go back to their parent club. We understand that. But what I would say about the four of them, they've come in and they've wanted to do well for this football club, and that's something that will benefit them in the long run, and we have seen that benefit us as well. Caleb coming back into the fray has helped us because he's very good on the ball. He sees a pass, he's got good energy. Kieran Phillips has obviously scored goals as well, and we are to score 5 already this season from midfield has given us that platform, and Shaw playing alongside him is very talented on the ball.
Interesting you're talking about that commitment to the club, because Caleb was just saying about remembering the Tottenham game in the Cup last season. He's got a connection very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bright lad, and he understands football very well. You only have to know that I met him in the summer at St George's Park, and we spoke about football and what he was trying to get out of his career, and this was quite rightly is a stepping stone for him. He's come from a Premier League club at Southampton. He needs to play football matches, he needs to score goals, he needs to create chances to be noticed back at his parent club.
And it is all about momentum now, isn't it? Whether it's a league game or a cup run, crucial in terms of the longer term prospects for the campaign, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that going into the FA Cup, we would have all liked a different tie going into it. You don't want to have one of the biggest teams in the FA Cup in the first round. You don't want to be away from home. We've got them both, but that's just the beauty, of the draw. In the past, we've been able to go away from home at smaller teams and progress through the rounds and get to play like your Chelsea and your Tottenhams.
Yeah, it's not been sort of the luck of the draw quite literally this season, has it?
No, it hasn't, but Sheffield Wednesday will have thought a wee bit of the same way. They'll have seen the results that we've had this season, and will understand when we come up against teams that are better financially, got bigger squads, have come down from a division, we've tended to do well.
Yeah, potentially, if you keep these two ties alive, you've got Sheffield Wednesday Friday and then the Carabao Cup game against MK Dons. Keeping those cup runs going, as I said before, keeps the money coming in, doesn't it, potentially?
Yeah, it does. I think that we've already spoken about, we've got obviously January to look forward to. At this moment in time, we don't have any money for January, but that can change, depending on a cup run.
Injury-wise, Jake Taylor not too far from returning, and a couple of others a bit more longer term recovery time.
Yeah, Hunter is still 6 to 8 weeks away. Jake Taylor and Melbourne are still a week or so away from training. They are running, but they haven't taken part in any training at this moment in time. Courtney Doofus is still out for another 14 weeks. So they're the 4 long-term absentees. We have got a couple that are with us just now that are injured and won't play tomorrow night as well.
And finally, another word about Connor Ripley and 2 penalty saves in one game. You don't see that very often, do you?
You don't, and for him to get down so well to them, he's got to read the situation. He's got to understand that the penalty taker, it's all well and good thinking where a penalty taker is going to take the penalty, but he's got to judge it right at that split second, and he did that perfectly well the other night.